For hours on Monday, July 6, 2020, Acting Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), Ibrahim Magu, testified before a panel looking into allegations leveled against him by the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami San. The panel is headed by Justice Isa Ayo Salami, a retired president of the Court of Appeal. Magu was detained after being quizzed by the panel. He was weeks away from the presidential villa where he was interrogated by the Force Criminal Investigation Department (FCID) at about 10:15 p.m. shortly after the investigative panel ended its sitting. His escort mobile policemen and security detail were stood down before he was taken into custody. It was learned that shortly after emerging from the sitting, Magu was led into a waiting white Hilux van marked 371D. Magu insisted on sitting in the open space at the back of the Hilux. The police team persuaded him to sit in the first cabin. The ding-dong over his relocation to the FCID lasted about 25 minutes. Magu was later allowed to go to the FCID in his official car. A report by the Nation newspaper quoted a source as saying, "In the light of the ongoing investigation, it became expedient to detain Magu at the FCID. We do not want him to return to the office while he is being questioned, because he is likely to have another session with the Justice Salami panel." It was also learned that Magu might be suspended from office. By not allowing him to go back to his office was an indication that he might be suspended. It is obvious that the presidency has concluded plans to look for a new candidate for the office, the source said. At the FCID around 10:50 p.m., Magu rejected an offer to take him into an office to stay the night. He told the officers in charge to treat him like a suspect by putting him in a cell. Sitting on a chair, he said, "I won't go and sleep in any office. I prefer to be in a cell. Kindly put me in a cell. This is what Allah wants for me. I can't question God." There was drama to Magu's invitation earlier in the day. He was intercepted on the road along Formela Street while moving out of the Wuse 2 office annex of the EFCC in Abuja. Invitation was then extended to him by a Chief Superintendent of Police, CSP, from the Force Criminal Investigation Department, FCID. The CSP's vehicle had a backup comprising a 3-man security team who closely watched the encounter. Magu was on his way to the Force headquarters. He pleaded with the officer to allow him to honor the scheduled appointment, but he was told the invitation by the panel was superior to his appointment. At about 1:35 p.m., Magu arrived at the villa. The EFCC chairman, who went to the villa with his full escort and security detail, was not arrested or molested. While the session lasted, Magu had unfettered access to his mobile phones. The panel was also polite as he was allowed to pray and given a free lunch. A source who spoke in confidence said, "The CSP was polite. He even allowed Magu to speak with an officer in the FCID to ensure that the invitation was genuine." Instead of going to the Force headquarters, Magu called his lawyer, Mr. Rotimi Oyedepo, and headed for the banquet hall of the presidential villa. The travails of the EFCC chairman started on Sunday night, July 5, when a source suspected to be a former EFCC official posted on Facebook that next week, Monday to Friday, are black days to seek Mr. EFCC. The Facebook post confirmed intelligence at Magu's disposal that he might be arrested or prosecuted. Another source added, with the post on Facebook, Magu already had the mindset that yesterday might be rough. And true to his prediction, he got the invitation to appear before the panel. Investigation revealed some of the allegations against Magu by Malami. Some of the 22 allegations are as follows. alleged discrepancies in the reconciliation records of the EFCC and the Federal Ministry of Finance on recovered funds, declaration of 539 billion naira as recovered funds instead of 504 billion naira earlier claimed, insubordination to the office of the AGF by not seeking his approval on some decisions, not providing enough evidence for the extradition of ex-Minister of Petroleum Resources Desiani Alison Madueke, alleged late action on the investigation of process and industrial development P&ID leading to legal disputes, not respecting court order to unfreeze a 7 billion naira judgment in favor of a former executive director of First Bank, alleged delay in acting on 2 vessels seized by Nigerian Navy leading to the loss of crude, alleged favoring of some investigators called Magu boys, reporting some judges to their presiding officers without deferring to the AGF, alleged sales of seized assets to cronies, associates and friends, alleged issuance of investigative activities to some media prejudicial to some cases. Magu is widely regarded as a cat with 9 lives. He has survived many battles to disgrace and remove him in the past. Will he also survive this one? Well, let's wait and see. From Lagos, this is Tina Timothy, News Express Nigeria Television.